Hello. What is up, y'all? My name is J-Dub, and it is finally out. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is out, wide release today, December 21st. I can finally talk spoilers about the movie, so I'm going to need you guys to comment below all your spoiler thoughts on the movie. And I just enjoy this movie so much. I had such a freaking blast with it. It's so freaking amazing. I've seen it 2 times now. It is just absolutely freaking amazing. My mind is blown. And it has a lot of really great spoiler moments that we're going to be diving into today. One of my subscribers, Lily Rose, had some spoiler thoughts on the movie that I want to get into first. So let's look at those. So the main thing that she said here is that she thought personally, because I had said earlier that I believed Kitty was very fledged out as a character in this movie. She got way more screen time and got a tremendous arc that she deserved. But Lily Rose said that she actually thought that Kitty barely got any screen time and she deserved way more. And yeah, I mean, she doesn't come in until about 40 minutes through the movie. She's not in it for a pretty large chunk, which I found to be a quite odd decision. I thought she was going to actually appear at pretty much the beginning of the film. But no, that's not what they went with. I mean, she does actually appear, though, before her actual appearance in the flashbacks. I can finally talk about this. When the wolf cuts Puss, the blood falls down his face, and he sees his lives flash before his eyes. We get glimpses of Kitty from the first movie, some moments with her, and we also get a Shrek and Donkey cameo. He's literally on the screen for a split frickin' second, guys. But they did it so well. There's no actual post-credit scene with Shrek. That's all we get other than the opening logo, which is just a little taste of what they have planned with these Shrek redesigns. But holy crap, it was so great to see the guy on screen again with Donkey as well. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this yet, but guys, I need the first movie reanimated in this new comic book painter style, because holy crap, they show us just like 2 or 3 shots of stuff that happened in the first movie, but they look so good in this new style. I mean, I love the original film style, but I'm sure they have the full first film reanimated on a hard drive somewhere, or at least bits of it. I freaking need that film, guys. I needed them to reboot the first Puss in Boots, do the exact same thing, exact same voiceovers, just completely overhaul the animation. That would be so freaking sick. And another thing I wanted to talk about is just Puss and Kitty's relationship in this movie, because it is so well done. And I mean, it gets depressing at times, it gets dark, but they eventually pull through and become a couple again, because the main twist in this movie, I mean, the thing they marketed as the twist is that the wolf is not a bounty hunter. He is actually death. But that is not the biggest reveal in the movie, in my opinion. The 2 biggest reveals that I think happen in this movie come both when Kitty reveals her wish, and I wanted to know that so badly before the movie, and then they finally revealed it near the end. And then also what happened between Puss and Kitty that made them go from lovers to friends to enemies again. It's like they kind of reversed the cycle from the first movie. They are back to enemies, and they're just bantering between each other most of the movie. They're throwing insults and quips left and right, and it is so funny and amazing to watch. Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek do freaking perfect voice acting jobs. But what actually happened between Puss and Kitty is that they were actually going to get married, and Puss got scared, and on the day of their wedding, he left Kitty at the altar, but it's later revealed that Kitty didn't show up to the wedding either, because she didn't, she knew that she couldn't compete with Puss's one true love, which is himself, the legend of himself, his ego. And eventually, though, throughout this movie, his arc is that he's kind of knocked off his pedestal when he finds out he's on his last life, and he just has to learn to appreciate life and those around him. And it's just a very beautiful arc, and eventually he just kind of abandons his ego. And there is just a heartbreaking scene in the third act where Kitty thinks that he's been playing her the entire time, and her wish is that she wanted somebody that she could trust, and she thought it was Puss, but she said that he abandoned her, he wasn't there for her. And Kitty's arc in this movie is so freaking heartbreaking. It just shattered me watching this. And but Puss eventually casts aside his ego and patches things up with Kitty, and everything is zippity-doo-dah, happy ending once again. And another thing I wanted to comment on with the darker side of this movie is that every scene with the wolf, I freaking love the wolf. The scenes with the wolf are just so visually impressive, especially the second time around that I saw it. You really started to notice what they did with the sound, the lighting. The lighting always goes red or really dark. And the sound, you can just hear that wolf whistle in the background. DTS Craftmasters actually has a really good little featurette on that I posted on the community post on my channel if you want to go check that out. But it is just absolutely great, and you can really see how mature this movie is from some of those scenes. Speaking of some of the darker stuff as well, Perrito's backstory is just terrible. It's so tragic, but he is definitely the most optimistic character in the movie. He's always looking on the bright side of things, and he is just, he's a friend to all the characters, even when they're suspicious of him. Kitty, when they meet for the first time, she thinks that he's just conning all of them, but really it's just he's very sincere. He's very open, and he's just kind of the as Joel Crawford was saying, kind of the light in all the other characters' lives, through the darkness and selfishness. And the movie just gets really deep in that aspect. Perrito was actually abandoned by his owners, and they tried to drown him by putting him in a sock with a rock in it, throwing him into the bottom of a river. But he actually grows into it. That's his little sweater. And he really just twists kind of the whole movie into everything that Puss and Kitty would see as dark. He sees the good in it, and he is just such a great character in this movie. And by the way, I think this is the other thing that everybody wants to know. What happens with the wish? Who gets it? And the answer, nobody. Nobody gets the wish in this movie. Basically what happens is that they arrive at the wishing star, all the characters are around the same time. They all kind of meet up at the wishing star, and Goldilocks is wishing for an actual family. That's another very heartbreaking scene between her and the bears. She wants a human family, and she thinks that'll make her life just right, but in the end she realizes that, the family she has is good enough. It's already just right. And Jack Horner, because he is a greedy word I can't say on a PG channel, He wants the wish so he can get all the magic in the world and be the most powerful being of all time. Obviously, Perrito does not want the wish. And Puss is trying to get his lives back after avoiding all these scrapes with death. And so they all meet up at this wishing star. The bears are trying to get Goldie the wish. Jack Horner has one member of his baker's dozen left after all the others were brutally murdered. And that one dies too. The last one gets sucked outside the boundary of the star, the magical boundary, and is just killed instantly. Actually, I counted, by the way. I counted the second time I was watching this movie how many people die. They got 20. I mean, this is including Puss's 8 deaths at the beginning of the movie. They got 20 deaths past the MPAA, like on-screen deaths as well, for the most part, in a PG-rated film. I mean, I know they're exploding in like confetti and flowers or eating their flesh, but I mean, 20 deaths, 20 in a kids movie, like, well, not a kids movie, but a movie, you know, marketed toward kids. But I mean, it's just, it's so amazing how they were able to get that level of looking at life and death in a family marketed movie. And yeah, it's just absolutely freaking amazing. But basically what ends up happening with this wish is that they all have this battle for it. The wolf confronts Puss. They have a mini battle, and then when it looks like the wolf is about to kill Puss, he just gives up. He goes on a rant, and he says that he came to kill Puss because he was arrogant, but Puss is not that cat anymore. So he just kind of walks away and promises that he will be back for Puss one day. And Puss and Kitty make up, but suddenly Jack Horner, because Goldie and the three bears kind of end up siding with Team Friendship. Big Jack Horner is now like the only real threat left. It seems like he would have been killed by he gets swallowed up into his magical bag of artifacts, but then he eats the cookie from Alice in Wonderland that makes him ginormous, and they end up though defeating him with the Spanish Splinter. If you've seen that clip from the beginning of the movie, how Puss defeated the giant, Puss and Kitty do that move together, and the map to the wish, which it's the only thing that can grant the wish to anybody, gets ripped up into pieces. Jack Horner is about to put all the pieces back together, and suddenly the ethical bug, which is Jiminy Cricket basically, it's Jack Horner's conscience. He is flying on this phoenix with the last piece of the map to the wish. He destroys it, and Jack Horner is swallowed up into the exploding star and killed. And Puss, Kitty, Perrito, they're all together. Goldie reconciles with the bears, and they part ways with Team Friendship. And then they just kind of, Team Friendship, kind of, they just sit down by the remnants of the star, and they watch, like, the little pieces of it fall from the sky. And, yeah, Puss and Kitty are on very good terms by the end of this movie. Puss says in his beautiful accent, "Kitty, one life spent with you is all I could ever wish for." I can't do a very good Antonio Banderas voice, but it reminded me almost of a Hallmark movie, and I just freaking love that because they made it a little cheesy, but it's just so heartfelt and beautiful. Absolutely love to see it. The last thing I wanted to talk about here is whether there is a post-credit scene or not. There is, but it's after the first round of credits. If you stay at the very end, which I did, all you're going to get is Puss with a Ferris Bueller reference. saying like, "What are you doing here? Still, the movie's over. Get out of here." And the actual like first post-credit scene though, Puss, Kitty, and Perrito have stolen a ship. They are out at sea, and Puss says that they are going to have some new adventures, but first they are going to visit some old friends, and then it shows the boat going towards far, far away. They are setting up Shrek 5, guys. It is happening no matter what. Antonio Banderas is saying that he doesn't know if it's happening or not. It definitely is, guys, 100%. I think that they already have it, like, probably, like, halfway done. They're just waiting for the right time to announce it. And, because this movie was so good and they handled Shrek in this movie very well, I cannot wait to see now what they end up doing with another Shrek movie. And, yeah, that is my spoiler review for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and I will see you guys next time.